Hello and good morning. How is everyone doing this morning? I've I decided that I was going to sleep in today. So instead of the 8:30 podcast that I usually do, I am here at 10 almost a quarter after 10. Some days you have to. It doesn't mean it's not going to get done. It's just going to get done on a different time schedule. And that's okay. All right. I am getting ready to drop on into the podcast. Hello, good morning. Let me know you are here. Let me know you're watching. And we're going to get into Sacred Sunday. You think I haven't been doing this for a few months now. So each week we pick a topic during the week that we're going to focus on. And this whole week we've been talking about beliefs and connecting to source and all that stuff. So we're going to really dive on into that. So let's go ahead and dive into the podcast. I wasn't anywhere near as set up for any of this as I thought I was going to be. This guy. So we've got a few things to go over today that I know for me, it's stuff that I need to hear. And I hope for you, it's stuff that, makes you feel better. And that's always going to be my intent. I want you to feel better. I want you to feel good. Before we go live on the podcast. So tell me all who's watching. I can't always hear or see the comments. So if you are commenting, let me know who you are. Say, hi, this is so-and-so. Or, just let me know because again, I go live on StreamYard. Even though I'm showing up on Facebook, I go live on StreamYard. And if you guys don't give permission, there's a link down at the bottom where you can give StreamYard permission to access your Facebook. But if you guys don't do that and you post comments, I can't see what those comments are or who's making the comments. It just shows Facebook user made a comment. So if you're tagging in, just let me know. And we'll do that moving forward, okay? All right, my dears, we're going to talk about something really good today. It's definitely been weighing on me a little bit, so I want to share it with you and, give you guys some encouragement because I know I need a little bit today too. So, all right. I hit the wrong button on the podcast thing. So if you guys are part of the behind the scenes stuff, usually I put all this kind of stuff behind the scenes because this is your opportunity to really see how I work, see how I do things, see what little mistakes I make. Just because I'm showing you guys what looks like something somewhat streamlined, I'm just as human as you are trying to figure it all out. So let's go ahead and go in here. All right. And check this. Sacred Sunday. And what do we call it? Fear isn't. All right. So today's topic is definitely going to probably cause a little bit about what we're doing. As we get into the podcast, I'll tell you all about it. So we're going to add audio and record. I know you guys are probably ready. Let's do this. Let's do this thing. Record, capture audio. Record now. All right. Hello and good morning to the Coffee with Christine show. I am your host, Christine, and I am so excited that you are here with me today. We are in episode number 33 of my daily podcast, and it is October the 30th, 2022. So today, this whole week, we've been talking about connecting to source and connecting to our God energy. And today we're really going to dive in. This is a sacred day. In my head, I've always associated Sundays with day of rest, day of faith, of encouraging your belief in family and faith and all that stuff. If you are new here, this is the podcast for business-minded, career-working women and moms who are looking to gain tips and tricks on how to put self-care first, utilize the law of attraction, and really start manifesting the life that they crave. So we talk about a whole lot of woo, we talk a whole lot about manifesting, but we also give you practical tips and quick little things that you can do now to start getting your life back on track, helping you feel like you're more in control of everything that you have going on. I'm a certified master life coach. I'm also an author. I am a constant course creator. I'm constantly wanting to dive in to things that I think you guys would love to know about. I do meditation and tapping. I'm certified in both of those. So there's been a whole lot of stuff that is happening. I just recently got my bachelor's in metaphysics from University of Sedona, and I'm working on my master's degree. So there's a lot of growth. There's a lot of potential, and I always get really excited because I love to share what I learn with you guys. And when I have the opportunity to do that, it fills my purpose. So if you're watching, let me know. I'd love to know who's here, and just be sure to write your name next to it because it doesn't always show me who's who's making the comments. So if you guys could do that, that would be great. All right. So today I am sipping on my Folgers with my added pumpkin spice coffee. And I'm going to turn off my notifications because you guys don't need to know my Amazon packages are coming. So I always like to do a daily tarot card. And that helps us set the intention for the morning, for the day, for today's podcast. So today's card, again, I'm using my Biddy Tarot. I love this little deck. It's so compact and it's user friendly. Usually tarot cards are really big. So today's card is 3 of Cups, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's got 3 women with flowers in their hair standing in a circle, and their hands are entwined, and they're drinking, or they have wine cups up in between all 3 of them, and they look like they're dancing and they're celebrating. So 3 typically represents, from what I know, what I interpret is creativity. And it's your ability to tap into your creative side and your expression. And the card with the 3 girls symbolizes friendship, and it symbolizes togetherness. Now, cups also represents water and heart, which means to me the flow of life. So today we're going to focus on creating a really great, beautiful, safe spot for friendship, for creativity, to allow our life purpose, our life flow, our blood force energy to move through us today. So that's my take on today's tarot card, the 3 of Cups. So friendship, creativity, heart, and flow. All right, so today's topic, I've decided that we're going to talk today about faith, belief, and fear, and how they all intertwine. Now, this whole week, again, we've been talking about connecting to source energy in whichever way we honor our God force energy. And again, there's no right or wrong way. Whatever you believe is your belief between you and your spiritual deity. And I will never, ever push you in any way, shape, or form. I do strongly recommend working on your spiritual growth as part of your daily practice, just because the stronger you are in something bigger than yourself, the more you can tap into that inner peace, that inner knowledge, that inner faith, and be able to flow it onto other people. You come from a place of love when you come from a place of God, and it allows you to overflow that onto others. And it's really a beautiful, magical thing. So fear, this might be a little controversial. Fear isn't a lack of faith. It's a lack of belief. And when you think about it this way, when I recently listened to a podcast where they were talking about this, and it resounded so strongly with me that, it made sense. It makes a lot of sense. And this is something that I want to impart on you guys too, is that faith is seeing, is faith is believing without seeing. Belief is seeing and then believing. So you see it to believe it. Faith is you believe it before you see it. And fear has been a big thing lately. You control the masses through fear. Marketing, you tap into people's fears. You tap into their pain points. You tap into what keeps them up at night. And that's something that I've really struggled with when it comes to my marketing is I hate calling up this stuff that everyone is going through, because what that's doing is it's calling attention to it. And I hate calling attention to things that are hurtful and things that are negative. And that's me. Now, if you guys know me and you guys have been following for any length of time, you guys know that I'm a very firm believer and a very devout follower of Abraham Hicks. And they are not the be all end all of belief system and everything, but I do base a lot of my teaching, a lot of my own faith-based stuff comes from Abraham Hicks. And so I am very excited to tell you guys that last month I had gone to one of their workshops out in Philadelphia, and it was such an amazing experience. And the really cool thing is, they give you this little card. And this is the emotional guidance scale. Now, I want you guys, here, let me hold this up a little bit better. I want you to see where fear is on this scale. Fear is the last thing. It's grief, it's depression, it's despair, it's powerlessness. And on the complete and opposite, up at the top at 1, is joy and knowledge and empowerment. And you couldn't get any further from each other. So if you guys are listening to the podcast, the Abraham Hicks Foundation created this emotional scale, and it goes from a scale of 1 to 22. 1 being joy, 2 being passion, 3 enthusiasm, 4 is positive expectation and belief, 5 is optimism, 6 is hopefulness. I'll post a picture of this later today, just because I feel like it's so important for us to be able to visually see where fear and grief are, as opposed to belief even, and faith. Okay. So fear is one of the lowest vibrational emotions that you can feel. And think about it when you are feeling fear, when you are feeling guilt, when you are feeling powerless. A lot of times, I know I keep that in my belly. I keep that in my solar plexus here, like right underneath my rib cage, or in my lower belly. And it's so heavy. It's so heavy. And it's something that's hard to carry with you. But we've gotten to a point where we are, as a society and as people, we're teaching everyone to focus on the fear, focus on the worst possible outcome of things, as opposed to playing around with what if something could be better. And this is where faith comes into this. So you can be the most faithful servant of God. You can be the most devout churchgoer, the worshiper. But if you don't believe in your heart that something's going to get better, if you don't believe in your soul that you are taken care of, if you don't believe, you can be as faithful and you can have as much faith But when you don't have that belief, that's where we struggle. That's where we get stuck. That's where we find ourselves in patterns that keep us. I've been noticing lately that on topics and things that cause a fear in me, maybe lack of money, or maybe it's a health thing, or maybe, you read something in the news and it's creating fear. When you're feeling that fear, you feel physically stuck. Like you almost feel physically paralyzed because technically you're emotionally paralyzed. You are so put into this flight or fight response that all the rest of that beautiful mind shuts down and you're focusing on survival. When you put yourself in fear, when something happens to trigger the fear emotion within you, your brain is structured to shut down. That's how we've survived all these all these years, all these decades, all these millennia, because our physical bodies are engineered to keep us protected, to keep us safe, to keep us from experiencing fear. So one of the analogies that I think is very powerful is back in the day when we were being chased by tigers and bears and out in the woods and being eaten by any other predator, this response system was beneficial to us. You would get startled if you heard a squirrel. You learn to recognize the sound a squirrel makes versus the sound that a bear makes, or the difference in the atmosphere around you. Your body picked up on all of these energies, the surrounding energy of your environment, the surrounding energy and the noise vibrations coming from the animal that may or may not potentially take your life. So our bodies have managed to keep us safe all this time. However, our minds, we're surrounded by all this technology now, but they call it the animal brain. Our animal brain, our reptilian brain, is still not fully able to recognize that something on the screen is not a threat. But with the way that our mind goes and the way that our brains are triggered, it's so hard to, when we get into that pattern, to stop it, because now your brain is recognizing that the scary thing on the screen, or this word that really causes something inside you to feel yucky, every time you see that word, you're going to associate that reaction with it. And I find the science behind this so absolutely incredible, because our brains are designed to keep us safe, but our inner knowledge knows that we are meant for so much more. So by giving into the brain and giving into our fear, we are denying ourselves the ability to excel. We are denying ourselves the ability. It's the people who overcome their fears and overcome their challenges, who force themselves out of their comfort zones. Those are the ones who pursue. Those are the ones who are successful. Those are the ones who make a difference. And those are the ones that you can emulate. So I want you to think about this today. I really do. Fear isn't a lack of faith. It's a lack of belief. It's believing that something is going to be bad when it's not. And it's overcoming. For you to overcome this, you have to overcome your brain. And that's so hard to do. I'm not even going to lie. I've been doing this for years now, and I struggle with this too. So I don't want you guys to think that I have all the answers about this. What I do have are some tools to help. And that's why I love doing this podcast for you guys, because I have tools that can help. They might not be the be all and end all. I think they are, because they've really gotten me to overcome my fear, to get clear on what I want, to be able to sit there and recognize when I'm feeling fearful, when I'm feeling stuck, what I need to do for myself. Because there have been plenty of times where life has kicked me in the face and has gotten really really ugly. But I could have stayed stuck in it, or I could overcome it. And I have done everything I can to overcome that and break the patterns. And that's something I want for you guys too. Okay. So you have two options. You can stay in fear, or you can start reconditioning your brain to see it differently. And I'm going to give you guys 3 things that I always do when I'm feeling upset, when I'm feeling sad, when I'm feeling yuck. All right. I go to YouTube and I go to Abraham Hicks every single time, because they always have a message that feels very profound and in the moment, and that resounds with my soul. And a lot of times that helps me put it into a different perspective and makes me feel better. So find a speaker who motivates you to think differently, who gives you a different perspective. If you have a church group, that would be fantastic for you too. There's so many different things that you can do outside of yourself that will help you feel better. Sleeping, just go ahead and take a nap. There's a thing on the Facebook reels where he's like, some days are effed and you're just take a nap. Not wrong at all. If you find that you are too stuck in your head, take a nap. Allow yourself to reset, allow yourself some time and recharge, because sometimes that's the only thing that works. All right. The other thing is getting clear on what you want, how you want it, and know what you can do. Have a list of things that you can do already. This is part of what we do in the workbook is we come up with obstacles that you might encounter, and you have a plan in place for when you do encounter them. Life likes to throw you all kinds of weird things, and we can stay stuck in fear, or you can learn to appreciate that fear for what it is. It's your brain trying to keep you safe in a situation that's not dangerous. It's telling you that what you believe and what you're thinking is not what God's telling us. So if you are feeling afraid, your inner self and your inner connection to God is telling you, we know something a little bit different. You might want to trust us on this. And start making yourself feel a little bit better. Start making yourself feel a little bit more relaxed, and it doesn't have to be, oh my God, I'm so scared too. Yay, celebration. No. Bring yourself up just a little bit. Maybe get mad about it. When I was undergoing my cancer treatment, I remember when I was losing my hair, and it started coming out in handfuls, and I cried. I lost it because I did this, and it was just a handful of hair. And you don't realize how much is tied into that until I was just like, you know what? No, not. This is not going to be on your terms, dude. This is going to be on my terms. And I shaved my head. I took a razor and just went for it, because the little buzz cutter, just went for it, because you know what? Mad and angry and F this felt better than being scared and feeling throwing a pity party for myself. Feeling angry made me feel a little bit better. Now, you don't stay there. You sit there and you stew in anger just for a little bit. But then you start finding other things to think about and other things to focus on. And you know what? You did the thing that you didn't think you could do. You just shaved your freaking head. Who thinks that they can do that? It's harder than you think. I never have been one to sit there and say, oh, my hair is everything. No, I didn't think I was tied to my hair. I'll tell you what, when it came time to shave it, that was one of the harder things that I did. I lost this a lot easier than I lost this. It was weird. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the dynamics behind it. But let me tell you guys something. Life is too short. Life's too short for fear. It's too short to keep yourself stuck. It's time for you to tap into something that you can believe in and something you can have faith in and have a really good balance of the both of those. You need to be able to believe in your faith, and you need the faith to believe. So what are you going to do today to build in your belief? Whether in your higher self, your higher God, or yourself. What are you going to do today to build your belief? I would love to know. Thank you guys for listening. This is a lot longer than I expected. I'm sorry. Not really. Sometimes you get into the flow of things, and that is that. So if this resonated with you, if this resounded with you, please let me know, because this is something that I really would love to even dive further in. I know a lot of us are experiencing fear. A lot of us are feeling overwhelmed, and I'm working on creating a tapping and meditation package for you guys for this exactly, for you guys to have the tools. We're going to cover anxiety. We're going to cover PTSD. We're going to cover worry. We're going to cover health. We're going to cover money. We're covering everything. And it's going to be part of a big meditation and tapping package that I'm putting together just for you guys, utilizing the special meditation method that I created. So I'm excited about it. We got a lot of really good things in the works. A lot of really good things are shifting and happening, and I'm excited about it. So, guys, fear is just an indicator that something good is in the works for you, I promise. If you guys have any doubts, any questions, just reach out to me. You can reach out to me on Facebook. You can reach out to me by email. All my links are going to be down in the description. If you want to get clear on where you stand, if you want to get clear on how you're going to move forward and start creating a sacred life for yourself, download the free workbook. It's right there in the links, okay? I love you guys so much. I will talk to you all soon. Go and live today with the utmost of passion. And thank you for joining me for your daily dose of love and caffeination. Love you so much.